Hello everyone on YouTube and welcome to a new 3D Artcore tutorial. This time we're going to talk about the very much foundation of how to build up um, an house. So I wasn't here for quite a long time, and yeah, I was busy with all that thing, working on a boat for a month, and renovated the boat floor, which was wood and whatever. So um, I decided to create this tutorial basically because in some ways many people who trying out to build this any house, they get into this frustration of how to create this or model this in a way that you will take walls and steel thickness and everything in mind when modeling it. So sometimes the floor level is not there as like here you see, and I don't know, many things that just can get wrong for people who just trying this for first time. So anyway, without further saying, we're gonna start and see what we can do in order to somewhat give a good foundation whenever we create things such as you know uh, houses or house. So I'm gonna start a new scene, and I won't save this. And what I will do here is creating a regular cube like so, and I will have to switch my language, and I'm gonna squeeze this cube like that and simply bring it up, scale it up a little bit like so. And I'm gonna right click, choose edge, and click on this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. This will create a split here, and then I will go over this one, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split. Now, right now the scale of it doesn't really matter, just make sure that whenever you satisfy with the scale of it, so you will keep it that way, at least for now. I'm gonna press F8 two times in order to get back to object mode, and then I'm gonna go over. By the way, I'm using Maya 2015. I'm not sure if there was an update since the last time I was using it, so maybe there was and I didn't checked. So anyway, I'm gonna go over edit mesh, and yeah, I'm a little bit clueless about the menu because I haven't touched it yet. So I'm gonna look for the offset edge loop tool. Now, when I click on this option, you will see that there is an announcement that says click and drag on top of one of those edges. So you want to click on this edge, click, hold, and drag. Now, as long as you still hold the button, you can drag it and set it wherever you want. You just need to drag it up and down. So I'm gonna put it somewhat like so. Oh, sorry. Let's do it again. Like so. I'm gonna rotate this, and I will add two more. I mean like so, and release. I'm gonna open the channel box, and you can see here there it says polysplittering 1 and polysplittering 2. So let's say that I'm much more satisfied with the one that I created, the first ones, this and this, okay? So I'm gonna press F8 to bring it back to object mode. I'm gonna click on this here. Okay, this is weird. Let's change the selection tool, polysplit, and you can see that right now it's set to weight of 0.5. So I need to make sure that this polysplit ring 2 is set the same. It does, so something is wrong. Maybe I need to check other parameters. Let's see what the difference are. Polysplit 2, polysplit 1. I don't see any difference. Okay. This is quite disturbing. Let's do something like so. I'm gonna create a cube, okay? I'm gonna take this cube and I'm gonna move it along over here. Hold down the D and you will see that while you're holding the D key, the letter D, you will see that the arrows are gone. Now, right now, I'm in pivot adjustment tool. So what I will do, I will hold down at the same time the V key and simply with my with the wheel of the mouse, the middle mouse button, basically click, hold, and drag it to the corner of this cube here, okay, and release both of the keys, the D and the V. Now the pivot set to here, so I can hold on the V and simply push this with my middle mouse button, click, hold, and push it over this corner here. So this will set, it will sit correctly on the corner, and now I can modify those lines according to the cube. So what I will do here, I will first scale this down to about something like so. I'm going to change here to shading and wireframes. Sorry. Smooth shade all and wireframe unshaded so I can see the lines. So right now I can scale it even more. Now pay attention that right now I'm not touching anything. I'm not talking about measurements of wall thickness or seal thickness, as also as like the top floor, basically, and all those things, because this is not what this tutorial is meant for. It's just meant for the foundation of how to create this in a way that it will be structured correctly so you can work with this. So see, I'm scaling this up at least for this thing to be aligned with this edge here. I'm going to right click, choose edge, double click on this edge of the floor. You can see if I will zoom out, switch to move tool and hold down the V key, I can simply move this. You simply need to click, hold, and drag it and point your mouse cursor over this cube line here, this edge of the cube, so it will snap to it that way. And I will do the same here. Double click on this one so it will loop select it, and simply first move this here, hold down the V key, click, hold, and drag at the same time, and point my mouse cursor over this edge of this cube. So you see right now this these two edges that crossing each other, basically it's the same size here as the cube. So when I've done with this and satisfied with this, I'm gonna do the same for the other corner with the other two lines. So hold on, first of all, hold on the D and the V for the cube and move this over here, over this corner, and release both of them. And hold on the V, middle mouse button, click, hold, and drag to the other corner. I'm gonna make sure that it's really there. So hold down the V key, middle mouse button at the same time, and drag it over this corner, like so. Now I can right click, choose edge on the floor, double click on this edge, hold on the V key, click, hold, and drag, and point over this edge here of this cube. Okay, it's relaying, even though it's a secondary item or object, it relays on the information that it brings with it or whatever. So I'm gonna do the same here. Basically it relays on this edge of the cube, even though it's not the same object, because it's there, it's assuming that you want to relay on it. See? Press F8 and that should work. Now we can get rid of the cube, delete it, and now we have a nice frame to this portion. Okay, now with that in mind, right click, choose edge. You can double click on this edge, shift double click on this edge, and simply shift right click, delete edge. This is the only way that you want to delete edges. Don't delete them by pressing delete on your keyboard. It's not the way to delete edges, and try to avoid this, at least for edges. Okay. Now the floor, of course, I said it. I don't want to talk about measurements of walls and thickness, but I will give you just a basic idea. Floor should be, I mean, if it's the ceiling, and it's also as well as the floor for the second level of your house, it should be about 35 to 40 centimeters. Now that includes the sand and also the porcelain, floor. So whenever you want to make it, make sure that you do make this thickness, and you're gonna go over create, measure tools, and you have the distance tool, and you can use it in order to give your floor a fixed measurements or whatever. So with that said, the next step, what I want to do is I want to create some duplicates of this thing. So, oh, sorry, Control D to duplicate this thing, move it over here, Control D again 3 times, and I'm gonna do one more, and I'm gonna save this. I'm gonna make sure it's selected. Here in the channel box, open it, click on this layer and save it there, but it's already at this layer, so simply hide it, okay, so it won't interfere with your other things in the scene. Now this is the first floor, this is the second floor. This will be whatever we want to do with it. If it's I don't know which kind of roof you want to have, but just imagine this that way. Now you want to keep them at the same place above each other, and you want to set the height, of course. Now basically here the standards are standing on 2.7 2 meters 0.7 of height for the ceiling, and on top of it you have the 35 or 40 centimeters of the floor. So you should make this thick, and then you have the ceiling, which whatever you want to make it, concrete, or I don't know, some kind of I don't know how to say it. I don't know the words for it. Anyway, probably assume that you understand what I'm talking about. So now that we've done this, what you want to do is you want to right click, choose face. You want to grab this face, double click. Sorry, this, that, this, that, and that face. You want to extrude them, switch to move tool, and simply pull them that way. So you see they meet here. Now you can hold on the V key and simply push it towards the ceiling, so it will snap correctly here. Now that done, you can simply go and press F8, and you can get rid of this for now, or maybe move it aside here. Okay, you want to grab this, Control D, duplicate this, hold on the V key, and you want to bring this on top of this. Okay, so this time it won't really snap to where we want, but we can fix this. So same as we did earlier with the little cube, hold on the D to activate the pivot adjustment tool, hold on the V key at the same time, and middle mouse button click, hold, and drag at the same time while holding the D and the V to the very much corner of this. So this is the corner, this vertex here. When you satisfy and you see that it's attached there, you can examine this and hold on the V key and pull it up just like so. Okay, so just hold on the V key and pull it up so it will snap to this corner. Now I'm gonna bring this aside for a second, and I'm gonna check something here. Now right now they are not connected, right? Both items are simply not related. They are just above each other, not combined. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click this, choose this, click on this, and rename the layer to level 1. Double click on it and simply rename it to level 1. Okay, save. This one, click, select, and click here, and name it level 2. And save. So with that done, we can simply hide level 1, sorry. And I'm gonna take a look here. What I want to do is I want to grab these faces, which are the walls faces. See, these are the connection points. I want to delete them, and I'm gonna bring up the other one. Now it should fit, right? But I need to hide the second floor and delete those from the top here as well. So right click, choose face, and start selecting those faces. Just a little bit bothering. I refuse to select those. Not sure why, but we shall see. Well, let's do this that way. I will select everything here and control unselect everything here, so only the top will stay selected. Simply delete this. Again, it's allowed to delete faces that way, as long as it's only faces. You can delete faces by pressing delete. So now that we removed those from the top and those from beneath, we can right click, choose vertices, grab all those vertices here. Oh, sorry, let's combine them first. We want to combine these two. So mesh, combine. Now that we've done this, right click, choose vertices, grab all those vertices, and simply go over mesh, edit mesh, connect components, or merge components. Now, after I've done this, I use the default settings. I will just open the settings for it. So you can see 0.0100. This is the default settings. You can reset the settings and see that it's the same. So if it's the same, I'm going to leave it for now. I'm just going to check that it's really patched. So grabbing, click on one of those vertices and try to pull this. If you see an open gap or something, that means it didn't patch, and that's wrong. Let's check the inner corner here and Control Z to undo that, and that's good. So we've done with this, and we can close this, and I'm gonna bring the ceiling down here for now, so it won't interfere. And right now it's very much depend on what you want to do. So let's bring this over here. I don't know, I could rotate the scene, but just felt better to move it from here. I'm gonna duplicate this, and sorry, Control Z to unduplicate this. I'm gonna right click, choose edge, grab this edge, control right click, edge ring utilities to edge ring and split to create a split here. And what I want to do is using this split as an area that I will be able to understand where I want to connect those two boxes. I will just show you what I mean. I'm gonna Control deduplicate it right now, move it over here, and I want this corner here to be exactly here. So hold down the D and the V key at the same time, middle mouse button on this circle, and simply drag it to the corner here. I want to use this corner as to attach it over here to this vertex here. So I'm gonna select this, hold on the V, middle mouse button, click, hold and drag over this area here. So now you can see that these two met and these two met at the same place, right? So that's good for us. Now what I will do is I'm gonna first both of those, I mean this layer is not here anymore, so what I will do, I will simply head this portion here over here, right click, add selected object, And now I can hide this, or if I will add this to the level 2 there, I can hide this or hide this. So now it's the same game here. We're gonna right click, choose face, grab this face and this face, and this face and this face. All those faces are the connection points. So this is the reason why I'm picking them, and I'm gonna delete them. Okay, now I'm gonna hide this and do the same over this wall here. Okay, this one, and that one. Okay, press delete, delete them. So now this is exactly where they meet. So the next step will be to delete these walls here, like so, and these walls without the floor, of course, and delete. Now, because they are not connected, we need to combine them. So I'm going to press F8 and I'm going to combine them. So mesh, combine. Right now I can patch them into one unit. So this should be a very careful work because you need to understand what you're going to do here. So let's see. I'm going to stretch this edge, okay? And this edge and this edge. Well, you know what? No. I'm going to use this edge and click extrude, hold down the V key, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and pull this so it will snap here. See? Show you what I've done again. Hold down the V key and move it here. I'm gonna grab this one, extrude, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and move it here. Extrude, again, hold on the V key and move it one step over here. Now I did it in 2 steps because I need this edge here. Okay, when I was extruding and move it following this way, I was basically making sure that I have this edge. And while I was holding the V, I was simply snapping it to this edge here at the top. Okay, so now that it's done, I'm gonna grab this edge here, extrude, hold on the switch to move tool, hold on the V key, and covering this area. Now I will try to push this over here. Doesn't work for some reason. Okay, like so. Now I have a trouble down there, which I need to consider as well, but we shall see about it. Something here just not working for me. I'm not sure what is it. Hold on the V key. Oh, sorry. Well, never mind. Let's do this that way. I want to extrude that because it's part of this and it can be extruded like so. So I'm going to extrude this edge, hold on the V key. Sorry, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, and extrude it that way. So I'm covering this area. Now I'm going to cover it with this edge. I'm going to grab this edge, extrude, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, extrude it one step here so it meets this edge, extrude once again, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, and extrude it over this edge. That's covered up. Now I will need to create something here to delete those faces here, because you see what happened? They are just overlapping here, because I need to cover these walls. And what I will do, I will press F8, shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm going to insert one edge loop here. It's still selected, so I can switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and push it so it will align with this wall. So now it's easy for me to go over face mode, shift right click, select this, and delete them. So now they are not there anymore. Now we're gonna do the same as we did there. I'm gonna grab first of all this edge, extrude, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, bring it over here. Extrude again, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and over here. Switch, let's grab this one, extrude, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, move it over here. Extrude again, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, and extrude it one more time over here. So these are covered. Right now, nothing has been connected, and we need to set this so it will work. So because I did that part there earlier, see when I deleted all those two faces there, here I haven't taken this in mind. This is also the reason why I couldn't I think I couldn't extrude this edge earlier. So I will need to create another set, another edge. So press F8 to bring it back to object mode, shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna insert edge here, it's still selected. Switch to move tool immediately, hold on the V key, and push it towards this edge here. Now it's aligned. Now, that in mind, I can switch over shading and X-ray and start to look for any mistakes like overlapping things, or I don't know, just simply things that shouldn't be in our model. Just for example, like those two walls here. Okay. Now I can simply remove this wall. I will need to create some attachments. Create some edges here, so I will be able to attach this. Right now, I don't want you to be concerned about this. I'm gonna turn off this X-ray because it's a little bit confusing. And let's see. All right. Let's create connection points between those two cubes. So I'm gonna press F8, shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna insert one edge here, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and I'm aligning it with this one here. Okay. So after this done, I need to make sure that at the other side I already have it. So that's good. And I'm gonna do the same from here, but I have no idea how the hell I deleted this face here, but it happened. So kind of weird. Well, it's two faces that have been deleted, so I'm gonna double click on this edge. I'm gonna go over mesh, fill hole, and double click on this edge, mesh, fill hole, and I will fix whatever there is to fix here. I'm gonna switch to modeling toolkit, because here I can simply change to vertices mode. I'm gonna go over multi-cut and tool and click on this vertex and this vertex and simply right click to connect them. And let's see if there is something from inside. Wait, this rolls. Okay, that's fine. Let's do something like so it will be easier for us. I'm gonna grab those and those, and I'm gonna delete them. And here, well, we have a floor, but we don't really need this first faces here. We can delete them to reduce the poly count, but still yet, what I'm preferring to is creating, let's change to X-ray. I'll explain this. So right now I need from the inner side edges that will be, see, this is the, let's say this is the wall. See, I need some edges from this wall that will be, I mean, this will resemble the cut point where I can break this wall. So I'm gonna add a few more edge loops. Shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna add, so, whoa, sorry, I added 3 at a time. I'm gonna add this edge here, switch to move tool. Okay, this is the gizmo. Hold on the V and push it towards this edge here. Well, it will be a little bit tricky. Oh, it's there, that's fine. Now I'm gonna add another, press F8, shift right click, insert edge loop again. Add this edge over here. Switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and point to this edge here. So see, now I created an area that I can simply remove this wall here. Earlier, if I would remove it, it will remove this area here. I don't want this to happen, so that's what I was doing, making sure that I have those where they should be. So we're gonna do the same over here. Shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna add this one here. Switch to move tool, hold on the V, and simply hold on the V and drag this so it will snap to this edge. So you see now it's in front of it. And press F8, shift right click, insert edge loop. I'm gonna add this one, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, and snap it to here. Now I'm gonna turn off the X-ray and I will show you exactly how it looks. Okay, so this is what I've done right now. Now I can right click, choose face, grab this face, delete this face, and delete. And basically there was some more faces there, but now there you can see that the open area very much where it should be. So I can delete this face, this unnecessary face, right click, choose edge, grab this edge. Basically we can grab those faces here as well and delete them. We must do this. These are meeting points that shouldn't be here, and as well as the other side. So let's get rid of these and these and this and this. Basically 4 here, 2 for each side. So now we can weld this area. So we're gonna do this carefully. We're gonna grab this edge, okay, and extrude, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, and extrude it 1 step that way. Okay, this is important. 1 step to the middle and extrude it once again. Switch to move tool, hold down the V key, snap it over here. Now we will do the same over here. I'm gonna grab the ceiling here, edge, extrude, switch to move tool, hold down the V key, like that. Extrude, to move tool, hold on the V key, like that. And we will need to do this to this side. Grab this thing, extrude, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, snap to this edge, extrude once again, switch to move tool, hold on the V key here, and finally the floor, extrude, well, I'm not sure, yeah, switch to move tool, hold on the V key, snap it to the middle edge, extrude again, hold on the V key, switch it here, and keep it that way. Press F8 to bring it back to up. Okay, so this is it for the first part, and we will continue the next part, see what we can do with this. Anyway, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye bye.